Hi, my soy Toya. My name is Toya. Um, this is just a video of my experience in working. Um, I started working in my 20 years old. I know that's late because some people they start at 17, 18, 16. I didn't even know 17-year-old or 16-year-old to work, or 15. If I did, I would consider that. Um, um, my dream job really is to be an animator, and I still want to do it. Um, that's not the only, but that's my main dream job. But one thing I regret is I let parents talk me out of it, and also I shouldn't have let parents force me or make me go to college because I graduated at 18. But the first time I worked, I really didn't know much about it, and in terms of my first job as a tutor, I kind of lied, flipped a little bit to get the job. I did get it, and I did somehow do okay, but at the same time, I felt like um, I also made a lot of careless mistakes. But my first job was actually okay, and I didn't have any talks by the manager. Um, um, my second job was very toxic. When in the beginning it was okay, but I had doubts about it. It was um it was Walmart, and the Walmart place wasn't even a good area to work at, and I just had doubts of how to. It's not like I didn't want a job. I didn't even want to work in Walmart. Actually, because when I saw the reality of it, I didn't even want to work there. Plus, if I want to work there, it'll be hard to. Because when it comes to retail, when you're interested in retail, a lot of people they'll tell you come back next time, or email them, or call later, and all this bullshit. It's really hard to even get into the door, and it's not even worth it, even if you need the money. But I did get a job. I quit Walmart because I wasn't doing well. One, I made mistakes a couple of times where I didn't give full change to the customer, and also I was very slow in um getting the items and packing it and all that stuff, and it just made the customer very frustrated. And, I didn't really get complaints from supervisors and stuff like that, but I could sense it. But I wasn't doing well at all, and also the job was very draining. People, yeah, but I just feel like not really people. It was just a lot of high pressure, and on top of that, it was very a dangerous area to work at because, from my experience as my soccer job, there was fights. There was fights. People would constantly fight in Walmart. There was one time a lady like beat the shit out of another lady right while I was working, and it was terrifying. That also what really was a big why I wanted to quit was that. But also I do feel like it would have helped me a little bit. It was $9 an hour then, but now it's different. Um, but the experience at Walmart was horrible. Um, I did apply actually, but I just never got the job. I only got it through a family, although family friend. Although she wasn't sure about me, and it's fine though. Man's rejection is God's protection. But I made some mistakes being late to work. With my first job, I wasn't late, but being late to work, a lot. Some I wasn't, but I still tried to, professionalism. I really struggle with that, especially not letting my emotion get to me. Um, but from my experience at job, um, I've had customer service, cashier experience, a packet handler, tutor, transportation assistance. Was very stressful, and the driver was extremely rude and just disrespectful. Um, it was a lot of BS. I understand that the work in general, they are stressed, but they should be, manageable stress, or at least low stress in some sense, which is what I'm looking for. Um, but what the mistakes I made is not really taking care of myself, not grooming myself, and I would constantly rush to get home, get to the house, so I didn't fully pamper taking myself to point that taking making sure that I'm good. And because there are moments that I've, without knowing it, gone to work and I had an odor, and this happened to me like twice, three times actually. um or not interacting with the, because I worked as an aide, not interacting with the, what they say, not interacting with the students. I was, but I guess they thought I wasn't. um so really not taking care of myself is one. And some of those jobs I have had, I really feel like they weren't for me in the first place. It's good I gained the experience, but I was more burnt out than better. And even though I gained experience and maybe some skills, I feel like I have to start all over again. Every time the job is over or I quit, I have to start all over, and I really want to do it right and really pick jobs right. And I feel like sometimes I just jump from the beginning, even middle, jump into jobs. One, because I need the money, and so I want to really focus on the high power of the overall of the job, not just the money and everything, to know what 90% of what I'm getting into, so I'm more likely to stay even when problems arise. It's not going to be too much of a big deal. And also, I feel like 90% of my jobs had red flags. I had some red flags, but I feel like 90, and also feel like I deserve, honestly, the jobs I was after, I deserve more. Not only because of the pay, but the job itself wasn't worth shit, and what might affect. I'm not really a lazy person and all that, but for my mistakes, and I'm joining with you. I do feel like I'm even if I make a lot of mistakes, I fuck up, or I don't smell a certain way, or I don't get written up for not following the dress code and stuff like that. I'm consistent. I do try my best to get the job done. I do try to my best to work with my coworkers to help the job done. Be cordial. Mind my business. So I do have a lot of good traits about me. The other red part is because I feel like working has caused me to kind of neglect myself a little bit, and even this world can cause that. So I'm not saying that it's bad, but what I learned is that when it comes to work, you have to really want it, and also you also have to be open-minded. You have to be cautious, and also look at every job even before you get hired, get a job, get on onboarding. Like, observe everything, the managers, everything, how the coworkers are treated, all that, because 90% you're gonna experience the same shit they experience. So let's say if you want to work for a company, and the assistant is kind of scared or is afraid to talk, or it just has that, it probably means that the job is low-key toxic, even if it seems nice, because sometimes when someone is nice, they're not really nice. So really be observant of the job. Make sure you want the job. Research the shop, research the company, research everything. Sometimes the person they interviewing, but sometimes most cases you won't know who's going to interview you. So having extensive research on the company and everything, and just knowing 90% of the jobs, the goal, and also to make sure if that job fits what you are looking for overall, because you don't want to end up like me in a job that is pretty much dead end. Well, it's not dead end, I can quit, which I'm planning to, because my current job overall, even in the beginning, it was not, and it all starts in the beginning, it's not really good. So that's just some of my morals. My tips for you is redo your research, know the job that you want, do extensive research, do all kinds of companies. Actually, all that I know, entry level now, people, employees, that's a whole nother, which sucks that entry levels are having hard to get. um um do your research, know what you want, follow the rules, be yourself, be yourself, even in a job, be yourself. But don't let your emotions get to you. And also work and go home and get paid. And have fun at work, if you can. So that's just my tips for me and you. Thank you.